Hi, friends. Welcome back to Elevate with Erica. You know, I love coming in here and giving you something that lights a fire under you. And today's episode, it's a good one. So, we're talking about the power of your environment, the people you surround yourself with, and how your energy is shaping your success, whether you realize it or not. We are all constantly absorbing the energy of those around us. If you're in a room full of people who complain, who doubt themselves, who are sitting stagnant, guess what? That's going to rub off on you. But if you're in a room with people who are leveling up, pushing boundaries, and setting goals bigger than you ever imagined, that's going to rub off on you too. Because ambition is contagious, energy is contagious. And I felt this firsthand in one of my strength classes recently, which is actually what sparked the topic for today's episode, the power of the energy in the room. So I was teaching one of my group fitness classes this past week, and I looked around the room. It's a strength training class. And I look around the room, and these women are just crushing it. Like they are lifting some heavy weights. Now, I knew the workout was tough because I always do them before I teach them. But these women, silent killers. No complaints, just set after set, pushing themselves, killing it. And as I walked around the room, giving form cues and offering encouragement, I caught myself taking deep breaths with them. And mind you, I am not doing the workout, but I was absorbing their energy and I could feel their push and their fire. That's the kind of energy that lifts you up. That's the kind of energy that makes you better, even when you're not the one working. So think about the rooms that you're putting yourself in day to day, the people that you find yourself around regularly. Are they lifting you up? Are they pushing you? Or are they draining you? Because the truth is, you level up to the people around you, right? Your circle determines your season. When I look back on different seasons of my life, I can see how the people that I surrounded myself with during that time influenced my growth. The success that I had in each season was a reflection of the people who were walking through that season with me. And now, right now, I'm in a season where things are just popping off, you guys. I'm teaching at a great new studio. I launched my first fitness program. I started my nutrition coaching business, and I've exceeded the income I was making when I left my government job in 2020 by becoming a founder in a nature-derived peptide company. That just happened last October, November-ish. And when I look at the people I'm working with today, many of them weren't even in my life 6 months ago. But now I'm in rooms with people who are doing big things, people who are doing better than me, who are pushing me, who are where I want to go, who are making me think bigger, move bigger, dream bigger. And you know what? That didn't happen by accident. I sought out those rooms. I put myself in places where I was the one who needed to step up, to level up. And that's what I want to get into next. Getting uncomfortable is the key. Here's something all of my biggest growth moments have in common. They were uncomfortable AF at first. Like when I walked into an interview for my first government job in 2012, having only ever worked for my parents before that, they owned a asphalt company. I had to sit before a board of county commissioners, little old me, that's how I felt for this interview. And let me tell you, I wanted to puke and cry and pee all at the same time. I didn't do those things, but I did get the job. Or what about when I decided to take my fitness coaching business seriously? So I was at a corporate event, like this is the year where I was like, that's it. I'm going big with this thing. And I'm at this corporate event with my husband. And I told my husband, even before we got to the party on the beach at this event, I'm like, if I see Carl, I'm walking right up to that man and I'm shaking his hand. That was our CEO. And let me tell you something. I wasn't at that party, but for 5 minutes, and the universe served me up exactly what I asked for because there he is, and he's standing by himself. What are the odds of that on the beach? And I walked right up to him and I shook his hand like I was the number one beach body coach on that beach, even though I definitely was not. Or when I started teaching at this new fitness studio, I knew the other instructors they had on board were teaching at much more sought after studios in the area than I was. Like I was at our local neighborhood community center. By the way, my neighborhood is like primarily like retirees. I knew that those other instructors coming into this new studio had a following already. I knew my people were not coming with me. I knew that this new studio wasn't going to be the same vibe, the vibe that these people were looking for. But I recognized my value. And I walked in that room in that new studio and I claimed that spot for myself anyway. Or when I said yes to becoming a founder in the Make Wellness Peptide Company. I joined a team of people who I knew were going to have massive success. And instead of feeling intimidated, or instead of letting that feeling of intimidation stop me, rather, because a lot of this is about feeling scared and feeling uncomfortable and feeling out of place and feeling intimidated, but letting those things be a sign of you have to do this instead of you can't do this. So, despite those feelings on joining this team of the hardest, smartest workers in the room, I pulled up a chair and I sat at their table. And every single time I've leveled up, it started with that discomfort. It started with walking into a room where I felt like the smallest fish in the pond, but choosing to stay there anyway, choosing to claim my spot in that space anyway. So, what I want you to do is I want you to ask yourself, who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they inspiring you? Are they pushing you? Or are they keeping you comfortable, stagnant, or maybe even pulling you down? Because you impact others too. So once you recognize how other people's energy is impacting you, you're going to recognize that your energy is impacting others too. So don't forget this part because it works both ways. Your energy is contagious too. The way you show up impacts your kids, your spouse, your friends, your family, your coworkers, people you haven't even met yet, people that are just watching you. You showing up as your best self might be the exact thing that someone else needs to see so that they can believe that they can do it too. Like Kobe Bryant once said, the most important thing is to try and inspire so that to inspire people so that they can be great at whatever they want to do. That is the most important thing that we can do for each other, and it's free. So here's what I want you to take away from today's episode. And I want to lead this closing with a quote from Jim Rohn. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I'm sure you've heard that before, but I want you to actually do an energy audit right now. I want you to write this down, or if you're driving or cooking or walking, just deeply reflect on this with me. Who are the 5 people that you spend the most time with? Who are they? Are you picturing them in your mind? Say their names. Who are the 5 people that you spend the most time with? And how do you feel after being around them? Do you feel energized or drained? And I'm not talking about our children, you guys. If your newborn just came to your mind and they're keeping you up all night, I'm not talking about them, right? I'm talking about adults that are having an impact on you. Are they pushing you forward, or are they keeping you stagnant or even pulling you down? And I want you to ask yourself that for each of those 5 people. Are they pushing you forward? Are they keeping you stagnant? Or are they pulling you down? How do you feel after being around them? Energized or drained? And then I want you to think of one step that you can take this week to get in a better room. And I want to give you some ideas on how to do that last one, because I know not all of us have an easy ability to be in a circle of just uber empowering people, right? So this is what I want you to do. Think about attending some local events, maybe some networking events or some community events or fitness classes or mastermind groups or conferences. And don't forget, I told you the key to all of this is the willingness to be uncomfortable at first. So if thinking of going to any of those things just then makes your palms sweaty, that's a sign that you're headed in the right direction. The uncomfortable comes first. Or what about joining some online communities, some Facebook groups, some LinkedIn groups, some private coaching groups? There's an abundance of things through social media that you can plug into. Or you can seek some mentorship. Listen to people that you admire. Like reach out to them, send them messages on social media. Invest in coaching if possible. What about curating your social media? I hear people complain about politics on social media and just negativity. So they're going to take a break from social media because they can't take it anymore. I'm like, you do realize that you curate your own social media, right? So unfollow negativity. Stop even clicking on the negative things that are showing up on the For You page, because guess what? Then Instagram shows you more of that same thing. Don't even click it. Don't click the video. Don't let it play. Unfollow negativity. If you're following some family on Facebook and they're always negative or getting political or Debbie Downers, you can still be friends with them and also ask Facebook not to notify you of anything that they post. That's possible. You curate your social media. So unfollow the negativity and follow some high achievers. And what about investing in some self-education? That's kind of how I got started in personal development. I kind of thought, I don't need personal development. I'm fine. Like I'm a strong, independent, I got this all figured out. And then I hit a point in my career at that government job where I needed something to get me through the day to day because it was incredibly mentally draining. And I felt so out of character playing that role every day. It felt like I was playing a part, and it took a lot out of me. So I started investing in self-education with books and courses and podcasts just like this one. I want you to find one new way this week to get in a better room. And I want you to tag me on social media, on Instagram, wherever, so that I can cheer you on. Take a look at your circle. And I'm not necessarily saying that you need to cut people out, though if you do, then you do. Only you would know that. But what I am saying is this: start adding better people to it. Even if that just means following better people on social media and unfollowing negativity. Even if it means showing up to that one fitness class a week that fills you with high vibrations and ambition. Just get in better rooms. Surround yourself with people who make you want to do more. Because the people around you, they are shaping who you become. So let's make sure that they're making you better. I want you to screenshot this episode, share your takeaway or the thing that you're going to do this week to get yourself around a better circle, and then tag me on Instagram when you share that. And let's start a movement of people choosing better energy and bigger rooms. Because I will never forget the first time that I walked into a room where I was the smallest fish. And at first I wondered, how in the heck did I get in here? Who let me in, right? Who let me in this room? It was terrifying. I felt out of place, but I left that room changed, invigorated. I started thinking bigger. I started dreaming bigger. And eventually I became someone who belonged in that room and I was looking for the next bigger room. And that's what I want for you. I want you to keep putting yourself in spaces where you feel stretched because that's how you're going to grow. That's how you elevate. Go elevate your life by elevating your circle. Until next episode, friends.